doesn't do the notation. So at any rate, we had this, and Rip was trying to help produce it through some friends in LA, and it never actually came to be. So the song just sort of sat in our can once again, waiting for an opportunity. And when Eric asked us what we'd like to add, we knew it was the right time to bring in Woman in White. Eric says he's got a friend that he'd like to add some harmony to this song. It turns out this man's name is Jim Lauderdale, a name that we were not familiar with. And it turns out that Jim Lauderdale, by a major coincidence, happens to now be Robert Hunter's writing partner. So here we have the song through the Grateful Dead, through Robert Hunter, and now Robert Hunter's writing partner is going to sing harmony with Jerry on this song that Jerry wrote the music to. And the funniest thing was, we got home from Nashville, I was channel surfing and stopped on PBS for a country awards show, and who was hosting it? Jim Lauderdale. So there you have it.
The music was the least of it. It's what she sang about. Almost on the tongue tip, but somehow it won't come out. The logic was persuasive, like it always is in dreams. Everything is anything except what it may seem. Well, I said I had a dream like this myself some time ago. It seemed important, but with dreams you never know. Awoke and tried to write it down, the interest and the out. All I wrote was nonsense, I can't tell what it's about. I wonder if the things of life seem just as strange to dream. What you cannot face away seems such a natural thing. You pour a cup of moonbeam and assume a thoughtful face. It's such a look as angels have before they fall from grace. By lamplight, far away not long ago, swearing softly to myself way down in Jericho, making $15 bills with you upon the face. I hope this was a dream, but I keep printing just in case. I wonder if the things of life seem just as strange to dream. What you cannot face away seems such a natural thing. You pour a cup of moonbeams and assume a thoughtful face. It's such a look as angels have before they fall from grace. It's such a look as angels have before they fall from grace. It's such a look as angels have before they fall from grace.
All right. And we're back with Jerry Lawson, listening to his new solo album, and we just heard a wonderful song, Woman in White, and we were talking about some of the connections with the Grateful Dead and how you were the singer and co-producer on that. And
well, you know, Groot, not cutting you off, but listen, if you've never had the Grateful Dead experience of being in the audience, what an experience it is. When the first time I was with Jerry Garcia and the Grateful Dead, we were at a place in New York called Westbury. And the Grateful Dead fans, they introduced the Persuasions. We came on stage and we started to sing the Lord's Prayer. And they were throwing things up on the stage at us, and I told the guys, I said, listen, if this keep up, we're going to get out of here because, you know, this is rude. And they kept throwing things, and I told the guys, let's walk off. And the stage manager, he was saying, no, go back. They love you guys. He said, no. What are they throwing there? He said, look down, man. It's marijuana. It's reefer. So he said. So what I'm saying to say that the Grateful Dead fans, they were a lot like the Persuasion fans. They were dedicated. Mm-hmm. And I remember going on tour with Rat Dog, and we left Seattle. When we got to Portland, they were there. The same people in the same spot was there that night. When we got to Los Angeles, the same people that was in Portland was in Los Angeles in the same spot. When we got to Ohio, some of the same people in the same spot, they were there. And they would take tubes, like in the aluminum foil, they would take the tubes. If you didn't get high, believe me, you were going to be high by the time you got away from that show, because they would blow through the tubes and they would blow the smoke on the stage. And all of that smoke didn't come from the machines. It was for real. Right. But the concerts was 3-4 hours.
Yeah, some serious fans.
There was serious fans, just like the Persuasion. We had serious fans.
And that says a lot about the experience that you have and where the Persuasions have been. And, your experience, Rat Dog, huge connection, obviously, with Grateful Dead. But, immediately somebody wouldn't necessarily pair the Persuasions with Rat Dog, with the exception of, obviously, there's some serious music fans there, and they love music, and it's all kind of root-based.
The plane back in the county with the blues again. A great North special been on my mind. I might like to ride it just one more time. Might as well.
Comparing, you think, when we first started our first concert, we were from the kitchen, we went to Philharmonic Hall and we opened for Dionne Warwick and Burke Bacharach. Our next experience from that, a month later, we went on tour with Liza Minnelli. After that, we toured with Ray Charles. After that, we toured with Joni Mitchell, Eubie Blake, Carmen McRae. I had the pleasure of sitting in the dressing room talking with Ella Fitzgerald. I had the pleasure of recording with Stevie Wonder. His first album, one of his albums, wasn't his first, called Fulfillment of Life. If you listen to that album, that's the Persuasions. Phoebe Snow, Bette Midler. I can go on and on and on. We were on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. I was on with Zsa Zsa Gabor. Mm-hmm. I had the pleasure of meeting Barney, who is Don Knotts, Barney of the Andy Griffith Show. Had the pleasure of meeting stars of Bonanza and Lucille Ball, Gladys Knight. I played basketball with Gladys and the Pips. And, I had one of my greatest of memories is with Little Richard. Mm-hmm. I didn't record with Little Richard. I performed with him. In fact, I was at the Madison Square Garden with Little Richard and Chuck Berry, performing with Little Richard and Chuck Berry. But I had the pleasure of knowing Little Richard as a friend, and me and him spent some months together, just hanging out.
And one of the things I really love about that story is obviously Little Richard is an amazing talent. Love Little Richard's music. Obviously love Stevie Wonder. Everybody knows who Stevie Wonder is. But when you have an artist such as yourself with all this experience and you're going through the names and you say names like Eubie Blake, I am a music lover. Okay, I've got thousands of CDs, but when you go deep like that, and of course for me, somebody like me, that's not necessarily deep, but it's exciting to hear that because you don't hear an interview with somebody to say a name like that. Right. Something's lost, and obviously he was an amazing performer. we're going through this album. We're talking about your solo album and how great it sounds. And you come up to the last track here, and all of a sudden you have an acoustic sounding song of a Sam Cooke song, I'll Come Running Back to You, and it's almost like it's acoustic and it's almost kind of bluesy. I'm not trying to put a label on it, but it's interesting.
Well, what happened was that we were the recording was over. McCrary Sisters was packing up to go home, and we was just sitting around in the studio, and Eric started playing the guitar, him and Peter, and we said, folks say that you found somebody new to do the things I used to do for you. Just call my name, I'm not ashamed, I'll come running to you, which was Sam Cooke. And after that, we finished singing it, we started laughing, everybody started laughing, and we told the producer, the engineer, he said, man, you should have had the microphones on. He said, I did. I got that. And when we heard it back, Eric said, I'm going to put this on the album.
Absolutely.
Because this brings us back. Sam Cooke, if you notice on the sing-off, God bless, I said on the sing-off, the song is Sweet Soul Music. And I said, Sam taught me how to do it all. Anytime I can get Sam Cooke name in anything, I do, because he was a big influence on my life.
So if all your producers listening out there, one lesson is to always keep rolling, no matter what.
To you, oh, listen now, just like a king I've lost everything. Now I sit all alone on my throne. I've got my pride deep down inside. I'm yours alone. Oh, I try hard to forget, have no regrets. This love of ours could always start anew. Just call my name, I'm not ashamed, darling, I'll come running to you. Say it again, I'll come running to you. Oh, listen, just like a king I've lost everything. Now I sit all alone on my throne. I've got my pride deep down inside. I'm yours alone. Oh, I try hard to forget, have no regrets. This love of ours could always start anew. Just call my name, I'm not ashamed, darling, I'll come running to you. Oh, say it again, I'll come running to you. Oh, I'll be by your side, I'll come running to you. I'll be your loving guide, I'll come running to you. Oh, I like the way you sing the song, I'll come running to you.
You're listening to Blues America. Blues America. Blues America. Blues America.
All right, Jerry, that's a good thing that was rolling.
I couldn't even believe when I heard it back. I said, that's not bad at all, you know.
Now, leading up to this solo album here, it's your first solo album that we've already mentioned that, but you had an interesting journey, even in the short few years leading up to this album, where you departed the Persuasions, and you're kind of on your own journey here, and it leads you to singing with Talk of the Town, and you produced a great album. We released a great album with Talk of the Town. It was Jerry Lawson and Talk of the Town, and then you were on the sing-off.
With Talk of the Town, like most groups, when they get into the dressing room, they want to sing to you. They sing, that's the sound of the men working on the chain gang, or they sing, in the still of the night, and you've heard it. But Talk of the Town, they did, I'm gonna buy a paper doll that I could call my own, and they did it in 4 or 5 part harmony, and I was blown away. And my wife, she said, what you think? And I said, we should do an album with those guys. Well, we did. We did an album, and we named the album Jerry Lawson and Talk of the Town. We went and did Jack Big Music Show. And then we got a call from NBC.